Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Crafting Korea and this is FlossTube number 1. This is going to be the Know Your Needleworker tag, and then we'll get into all the flossy goodness. So question 0 should be, what is your name? My name is Maggie and I am on YouTube as Crafting Korea, and I am on Instagram as Suki Show Love. I'll put everything down there so you can click on it and follow me if you like. So question number 1 is, where do you live? And I currently live in Suwon, South Korea. I know I don't look Korean, so where do I come from? I am from Texas and I moved to Korea about 4 years ago. So what do I do here? Question 2. I teach English to kindergarten and elementary school students, and I love my job, and I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm going to keep doing it here, and I am super happy. My kids are awesome. Question number 3, do you have any children? Excluding my students, no, I don't have any children. I'm also not married, so that is kind of a squeeze in there for that question. Question number 4, do you have any pets? No. Recently, I made the tough decision back in November of last year to send my large collie to live with another family in America, and it was really tough, but he is so much happier, I know. He's got a big yard to run around in. They already have another dog, so he's got a friend, and it's just going to be the best. So, currently don't have any pets. Okay, question number 5. Wow, that's fast. Question number 5, do you have other hobbies? Well, this is indeed Crafting Korea, so I do have many other hobbies. If you watched my video last week, I did a video called Pearl Vision. It's where I talk about my knitting and my crochet. So I do those, more fiber. I also know how to spin yarn. I love that, was so much fun. What else do I do? Nail art. I like to do baking. I like to do sewing and quilting. I like to do cooking. I like to do DIY and woodwork making things. Like, I love everything. I love crafts. More than once I have made random things with parts you can find in the store, and it's just been crazy. Okay, so questions 6 through 9 are favorites. First is favorite movie, which is 12 Angry Men. It's, I want to say, from 1957, 1952. I don't remember. It's black and white. It is a story about 12 jurors who have to decide whether they give the guilty or innocent verdict. I found it very interesting. It's very thought-provoking, and it kind of shows some insight into the criminal justice system of America in a way you probably don't usually see, especially on like TV shows and stuff. Second is favorite TV show. Speaking of TV shows, I love all the crime TV shows, CSI and CIS, Castle, but my favorite probably is Bones. I've watched like all 8 seasons of it. I just really got into the characters and the science. Next is favorite book. I love to read. I don't tend to read a book more than once. And over the years I've read just so many books. Favorite kind of book is probably fantasy and mystical magic stuff. So in that thread, I just went ahead and picked all the Harry Potter books. I have read them all when they first came out, and probably read them only like one time. So, Harry Potter, I guess. Favorite music? I like different music for different things. If I'm working out, I love to listen to like rock songs and really like more dance music because it really like gets you going. If I am doing like something I want to sing along with, top 40 or like country music. I love to sing to country music. And then here in Korea, I got into listening to more like rock ballad kind of songs. So I also really enjoy those. Okay, so favorites done. Final question. What one word that best describes you? I went with old soul. Like it's kind of two words, but it's kind of one adjective. So why old soul? Well, I like to do all the crafts, all the things. I especially love all the old ways of doing stuff, which includes like sewing and knitting, and also I love the idea of like ironworks and woodworking. I want to have my own like farm, almost like personal garden, and I just love to do it myself, kind of like it's still the 1800s way. So I love technology. I can be pretty good with technology, but I really like just the piece of doing things with your hands. So old soul. Okay, so since I'm an old soul, that leads us straight into the next thing that I wanted to share. Well, let's start with the story time. Everyone has a story like this, I'm sure. You're working on your piece, you put your needle down, and somehow it goes missing. It's like magic. Okay, I know exactly how I lost mine, but you don't need to hear the whole story. Because I just started, I didn't have any needle minders or even really a magnet to just stick it on. So, when I was finished and changing colors, I just set it down for a minute. If I was putting my piece away for a while, I would just weave it through the fabric at the bottom where no one's going to see it. So then I accidentally knocked my needle on the floor and I lost it. For like 30 minutes, I was feeling around for it, waiting to stab myself, got a magnet out, looking around for it, still couldn't find it. Eventually I did find it. It fell into a little box of bobbins, but I was like, I'm done, I'm not going to lose one again. So I made my own needle minders. Yay! So I'm sure you want to see them. So I have 3 that I made. Let me pull them off the pieces that they're on. So I made them out of beer caps from beer that I drank. Thank you. The first one is from, I used an Erdinger bottle cap, and then I used hot glue to make the magnet on the back. So there's another rare earth magnet inside, and then so that when you're ready and you're done, you stick your needle on there. And then, because you just can't have one, and I have 2 projects, which you'll hear about in a minute, I made another one with, this is Cass, and it is a Korean beer. And then the last one, it's not actually a beer. The last one is Summersby apple cider. It's not focusing. So that's that one. I have a couple more I've thought about making. I have another Cass that I can make, and I have another Summersby. It's got the tree on it. So yeah, so I just did is I stuck the rare earth magnet inside, and then I filled it all in with hot glue, and of course on the edge, because the edge can be kind of sharp. Don't want to rip your fabric. And made sure I got the edge really good, and instant needle minders. So those are my first project that I did. I'll put another picture of all of them right here. So yeah, that was my hard work. Okay, so now to the whip. So as you guys know, I started the soda stitch pattern for Norige. And so last time I had 0 stitches in it, and now I have 2 finished. 2 out of the 9. There are 9 total. This pattern has so much back stitching, guys. All of the back stitching, but it makes a huge difference. I'm going to put a couple pictures right here of before and after I did the back stitching on these 2 pieces, and it is totally crazy. So here's one and the other. So wow, totally makes this pattern is the back stitching. Although with all that back stitching, I was itching to try something a little different. So I'm not putting that on hold, still working on that. Just kind of like doing one and then doing the back stitching all together. So I went looking for a new pattern, something I could put up in my house that, or something I could maybe give to my boyfriend, you know, something that's really a little bit different. My boyfriend and his family really love parrots. His mom actually has a pet parrot. So I looked at this pattern, and originally I chose it to make it for him. The pattern is called Parrot Watercolor. It is by the Gypsy Owl. I will link her Instagram, her Etsy shop down below. I could not find this pattern anywhere else, so which was one thing I was really concerned about. When you search Parrot cross stitch on Etsy, you see like 6 or 7 of the same pictures that have been turned into cross stitch patterns. And I just, how do you tell like which one's the best one to buy? Well, this is the only one of this kind I searched in Google Images. Her Etsy shop was the only one that came up that I could find. And so here's the original picture. It's kind of hard to see. Very pretty. I love the spots, like the splotchy parts. So that's the picture without the turning into cross stitch. Originally this pattern had 199 colors. Home Alone face. So that was way too much. Way too much. I am still a beginner, obviously. I don't own even 200 different colors. So I messaged her and asked her if she could adjust it and make it smaller. And she knocked it down to 67 colors. So that was awesome. Love that. Then I was playing with it. I drew on the pattern. Sorry, guys. I felt like it might need a little back stitching when it's finished. It lost a lot of the definition. So here's the blocked pattern, and you can see where I drew the line that I might add for some back stitching. It's in pencil. I can change my mind. I felt like really the wing kind of needed it, and a little bit of the head gets lost. There's supposed to be this darker line. I don't know if you guys can see that. There. There's supposed to be kind of like a darker line at the top, and it got really lost. So I was considering how to put it back in. So we'll see. The pattern isn't... Okay, I think it's supposed to be full coverage. But no one should have to do 17,000 X's of pure gray. Just do it on gray fabric or white fabric. So, I am doing this on the same opalescent 14 count Aida that I was doing the Norige on. Oops. And it is 16 pages. Of course, I'm not doing all the back stitching, so that I'm not doing all the background stitching, so that makes it a little bit easier. So here's a fun picture of my first page finish. Okay, guys, it was like 6 stitches. So the first page was mostly gray, and I just cut that out. And then this is my progress. It is almost all of the second page done. I have, I think, 1 or 2 more colors left. You can see I'm working on the green right now. So not a lot. The pattern is supposed to be, when it's finished on the 14 count Aida, it will be, the fabric is 19 by 16. I just used the fabric calculator on 1, 2, 3 stitch to figure out how much to get, because I had no idea. You know, with something little, I can just kind of look at it and be like, oh, that's probably enough. But with this one, I just had no idea. So this actually, after I showed the picture to my boyfriend, he suggested that I do it for his mom for her birthday. So Parrot Watercolor is going to my boyfriend's mom for her birthday when I finish it. And so I have until June to work on that. So since that was my second cross stitch pattern that I worked on, I decided to use it for my New Year, New Start for 2018. And I just did one because I gotta take it slow, guys. And so I started that on the 1st exactly. I had everything prepared before, and then on the 1st I started stitching on it. And so that's only been a couple days working on and off. So that's that. Plans for 2018. So my first plan is to finish, of course, Norige, and then finish the Parrot piece by June. So Parrot by June, Norige whenever. My fabric is rather long for the Norige. You can see how big it is. And originally I was just going to do them all on one big fabric. Since I'm going to frame them in blocks of 3, I decided after I finish the 3rd one in this set, I'm going to cut it off and then have smaller fabrics for the other 2. I am still currently stitching in hand without a Q-snap or a hoop or anything. I did discover that can be kind of annoying when working on the Parrot. So looking into possibly buying a Q-snap or something. But shipping to South Korea is so expensive. My friends, those Stitchin' Misfits, love them. They're encouraging just buying more things. And so the joke was, if you bought a couple things, it makes it worth it if you just buy one thing. We'll see about that. I'm still trying to not get overwhelmed with projects that I've started and not finishing. So that's kind of where we are. That's an update video, I guess. Went over my Needleworker Tag. We did needle minders, WIPS, New Year, New Start, Parrot, and plans for 2018. So once I finish at least one piece, I will look at some more new ones. I really love Ginger Gerald Stitcher's planets that he's done now twice, and I know that's something that would be really beautiful to frame up. So considering that one, space things always go over well in this household, so we'll see. So anyway, thanks for watching, and check me out in a couple weeks when I come back, and I'll see you guys around. Happy stitching!